Hey guys, so this is actually going to be my second vlog. First I wanted to thank all of my subscribers. I know there's 27 of you now, and thank you so much. Like, every time that I see that someone new subscribed, I'm like, I'm so giddy and excited. Uh, yeah, it brightens my day every time that I see a new subscriber, so thank you guys so much for that, and I don't want to call anyone out or whatever. Unless you guys want that, I'll just read through and go thank you each individual person. I imagine at some point that's going to be hard to do, but anyway, so the first part of this video is going to be me thanking you guys and telling you guys you know post whatever you would like me to play, and I'll play it pretty much immediately. Like, I have I can bend what I already have scheduled to play around whatever you guys want to see. Okay, so now that's out of the way. Thanks, subscribers. This next part's gonna have a trigger warning, and that it has a lot to deal with mental illness and anxiety and depression. So in my previous vlog, I kind of said that I myself, I don't know if I came out and said it, but I myself suffer from anxiety and depression disorder. There is in my family people who suffer from depression and bipolar disorder, which is a horrible disease, and it changes everything. Like, it changes how you deal with people. It changes your personality, and really, like, something just recently happened that I felt it was appropriate to go ahead and make this. And I learned through following Markiplier channels. I didn't even really know that this happened until today when I'm recording this. Cyndago Daniel had passed due to suicide. And first, I'd like to say my heart goes out to you, to your family, and to Daniel's family, and Markiplier as well. And I know that they were really close, and I know that I know that it's likely that no one will ever see this. Markiplier is so busy and swamped, and I don't even know how to go about reaching Cyndago's family just to send condolences, nor do I feel like it would be appropriate for me to at this point. But I figured if they see this, that at least I was able to say something. And I'm sorry for your loss, and this is something that I kind of referenced in a Let's Play that I did with Life is Strange, that depression kills, not only the person that suffers, all day, every day with it, it kills the people around them, the people that they love. And it's something that, I've fought and I've seen people have to fight. And I myself suffered from an anxiety disorder for 3 years after I moved to Canada. I still suffer from time to time, but I got a good handle on it now, thank God. I I had no idea what was going on. I thought I was dying, and I didn't have any way to go see a doctor here because I wasn't a permanent resident at the time. So instead, I kind of suffered in silence, and I physically couldn't see anything. It looked like I was looking through fog glass. I couldn't see for a week, for 5 days, and my heart felt clenched. I felt like I was dying. Like, I don't know how else to describe it, but other people who've had it, like, there's a whole list of symptoms caused by anxiety that are ungodly. I mean, I've had symptoms where I felt like I was falling through the earth all day. And, another thing, I had a delay between me speaking and my thoughts. And it's hard. It's horrible. I can't believe something like that exists. And on top of that, I started having, well, I'd always really had depression, and it turns out, I didn't know what the symptoms were, but I had always had anxiety, and it just kind of hit a peak, and kind of reared its ugly head, and so for about 3 years after that, when I wasn't having anxiety attacks, and my anxiety attacks weren't just once a day, they were like several days, like unending. And usually people taper off, and it stops, but I guess I'm stubborn, and I would just have them through my sleep. I wouldn't be able to sleep. And the depression side of that is when I wasn't having anxiety attacks, I just didn't want to move. I didn't want to exist anymore. And, and I was around, you know, someone close to me who suffered from that as well for many years of their life. And thankfully, when I was a kid, my dad told me something that always kind of stuck in the back of my head, and that you need to pretend that life is a game, and you need to play the game. You need to win the game, and you have to keep fighting for every day. And sometimes with depression, anxiety, bipolar disorder, they're all connected. It's a fight. It is a fight, and you have to keep going. You have to keep going and telling yourself that it's a game and that you need to win. And every breath that you take is a victory, and you need to make that choice. For a while, I don't want to get teary-eyed because like this is really, it's close to home for me, because I just finished going through all of this, and I hope it's finished anyway. It's something I have a good grasp on now, but for years I'd suffered, and I tried medication and I tried therapy, and nothing helped. The one thing that did help was when I was having anxiety attacks and depression, and I felt like no one could help me. I decided I was going to help myself, and I decided that it wasn't going to end that way. And I decided that I was going to when I had anxiety and depression, I gained a lot of weight. I became 375 pounds, a big, chubby guy, and I had no idea. But so from that day forward, from me deciding, from me finding out that I was a 375-pound guy, I decided no more. It wasn't going to happen again. It wasn't going to happen anymore. I was sick of suffering from anxiety. I was sick of suffering from depression. And I fought the only way that I knew how. I got a bike and I started running. And when I wasn't running, I started cycling. And when I wasn't cycling, I was lifting weights. And I spent all day, every day, not having the energy to have anxiety, not having the energy to be depressed. I physically wouldn't let my brain shut down and become depressed because I was constantly pumping it full of endorphins, constantly pumping it full of I feel good. And at some point I hit another low where I was torturing myself and telling myself that I deserved it, and I deserved the pain that I was going through. I deserved everything for what I let myself become, and for letting myself get depressed, for letting myself have anxiety attacks. I really started beating myself up for a while, and And I kind of tried to turn that into a positive as best I could, tried to just keep going. And it it became unhealthy for me in that for a while I just stopped looking both ways going through traffic. I didn't care. I felt like if it was going to end, then it needed to, and I needed to not be involved anymore. And then and that's depression, as you kind of dip out of it, and you have your upswings and your downs. And so from then on, like, I started telling myself that it wasn't healthy. I talked to my dad about it, and I told him, sometimes I was so close, and laying in bed and deciding that I didn't, just uncontrollable crying. I was also I was diagnosed with post-traumatic stress disorder. And so if any of you know what that is, you have flashbacks to horrible things that had happened in your life, and events that should have never have happened. And so it's so I had all of this stuff working against me, and I had to talk with my dad about it and told him what was going on, what I was suffering from, and what I kept telling myself, that I need to keep going, that I deserved it. And he told me, something that's stuck in my head is, he told me that I didn't deserve any of it, that I didn't deserve the pain that life was giving to me, and that I needed to change the way I thought about it, that I needed to just keep going and to not look at things so negatively. And so after that, I spent about a month in the States training with my brother, and we got pretty big, and I'm now bench pressing around 300 pounds, and the the underlined goal was to just feel better. And so now I have these big muscles, and I started out just trying to feel better. And a lot of people like don't understand that you might be in a dark place now, but you deserve life, you deserve to be able to live, and you deserve to not have to suffer. And I know it's hard to think about, but you know, like I'm sharing that with everyone. Pretend it's a game. Pretend it's a game and keep going. Don't let it beat you. Just keep going. And this is something that is really close to me, and I'm hoping that a lot of you get the message out there who are suffering, because man, I know what it's like to suffer, and it's hard, man. It really is, and I can't stress enough to you guys that it's worth it. It's worth fighting. And it really is. It really is. It's a fight as well. And anyway, so I thought I'd go ahead and put that out there, and I might add something onto it later, but right now I felt like it was more important than ever for people who are suffering out there, and for people who are close to other people, because sometimes it's a chain reaction, and you lose someone, and then you lose someone else, and man, it can kill families, it can kill relationships, it can kill, and it's a disease that is killing people one by one, and one by one in a chain, and it's not right. I love you guys, and anyone who's suffering, I know what it's like, and I will give you all of my love, because I know what it's like to be in a hole, and I come let me know. Come let me know if you're suffering. If you need to do it discreetly, let me know, and I will do my best to support you. You know, my heart goes out to those people who suffer, and you know, you guys can, you know, talk to me anytime. Like, uh, if you don't want to leave a comment, go send me a message on Tumblr or Twitter, and you know, message me directly, and I'll do my best to respond to everyone. And anyway, so my condolences, and I'm sorry that something like this had happened. I had a I've had a lot of traumatic experiences in my life, and death, and loss, and I hope that everyone who's suffering gets better soon. And I'm so sorry to hear that the world lost such an important person. And anyway, with that, I'll end this. And thanks so much for watching. Uh, Hopefully that this gets around a little bit, and makes someone feel a little bit better. Anyway, I will see you soon. Bye.